What if your cat sleeping next to you isn't random at all? What if it's actually one of the strongest signals they can give you? And almost everyone completely misunderstands it. Because once you see what's really happening, you won't be able to unsee it. You've probably experienced it without thinking much about it. You lie down, get comfortable, maybe scroll on your phone, and then suddenly your cat appears. They jump onto the bed, circle once, maybe twice, sometimes 3 times, and then settle right next to you, or even on top of you. And it feels normal, almost automatic, like it's just something cats do. But here's the thing, cats are extremely selective about where they sleep, and even more selective about who they sleep with. So if your cat chooses you, it's not random at all. In fact, it's one of the clearest signals they can give you, and most people don't even notice it. What most people don't realize is that this behavior goes back thousands of years. Long before your cat had a cozy home, they had to survive in the wild. And survival meant making very careful decisions, especially when it came to sleep, because sleep is when they are most vulnerable. So when your cat sleeps with you, there are actually several things happening at the same time. And once you understand them, everything starts to make more sense. And one of these is something most people completely get wrong. The first thing that's happening is something very simple, but very powerful. Your cat feels safe with you. When a cat sleeps, their awareness drops, their reactions slow down, and they're not alert in the same way. In the wild, that could be dangerous, so they only sleep deeply in places they truly trust. And if you think about it, out of every possible spot in your home, your cat chooses you. Not the couch, not a hidden corner, not the floor, but you. That choice is huge, because cats don't give trust easily. It builds slowly over time. So if your cat regularly sleeps next to you, you've earned something that can't be forced or faked. And the interesting part is that cats don't announce trust. They show it quietly through behavior like this. The second thing that's happening might seem obvious at first, but it's actually deeper than it looks. Your cat is drawn to warmth, but not just any warmth. Cats prefer environments that are consistently warm. That's why they love sunlight, blankets, and even electronics. But sunlight moves and blankets cool down. Your body stays warm in a steady and predictable way, and that consistency creates comfort your cat can rely on. So when your cat chooses to sleep next to you, they're not just looking for heat, they're choosing stability and familiarity. The third thing that's happening is something many people misunderstand. Cats are often described as independent, but they are capable of forming strong social bonds. They just express it in a quieter way than dogs. In the wild, cats that trust each other will sleep close together. They share space, stay near each other, and create safety as a group. So when your cat sleeps next to you, they're not just tolerating you, they're including you in their circle. And sleeping together is one of the strongest bonding behaviors they have, stronger than play, and often even stronger than feeding. So this small habit actually means a lot more than it seems. The fourth thing that's happening is something most people completely get wrong. When people hear the word marking, they often think of something negative, but in this case, it's very different. Cats have scent glands, especially around their face, which is why they rub against you. But when they sleep next to you, something similar happens in a much more subtle way. By lying close to you, they're mixing their scent with yours. And in the cat world, shared scent means familiarity, and familiarity means safety. So this isn't about ownership, it's about connection. It's your cat reinforcing that you belong in the same safe space. The fifth thing that's happening is easy to miss, but incredibly important. Cats are extremely observant. They notice patterns in your behavior that you don't even realize. When you go to sleep, when you wake up, how consistent your routine is, and over time, they adjust to those patterns. So when your cat sleeps with you, they're not just following instinct. They're aligning themselves with your rhythm, and that predictability creates a sense of security. When your cat knows what to expect, they feel more in control. So your bedtime becomes their bedtime, not by accident, but by choice. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The sixth thing that's happening is related to your cat's senses, especially sound and rhythm. Cats are extremely sensitive to subtle vibrations. When they lie close to you, they can hear your breathing and feel your heartbeat. And steady, rhythmic patterns like that can have a calming effect. This is very similar to what kittens experience when they're close to their mother. So, your presence creates a kind of natural calm that helps them relax more deeply. The seventh thing that's happening has to do with territory, but in a more subtle way than most people think. Cats don't just claim spaces, they build safe zones. And anything that consistently feels safe becomes part of that zone over time. That includes you. So when your cat sleeps next to you, they're reinforcing that you are part of their trusted environment. And that's a very strong behavioral signal. And there's another layer that most people completely overlook. The way your cat positions themselves when they sleep next to you also matters. If your cat sleeps curled up tightly, it usually means they're conserving warmth and staying protected. But if they stretch out, expose their belly, or lie against you in a relaxed way, that shows a much deeper level of trust. Because the belly is one of the most vulnerable areas. So those small details in how they sleep can tell you a lot about how safe they feel. And there's one more subtle detail that makes this even more interesting. Cats don't spend all their sleep in deep rest. They switch between light sleep and deeper sleep phases, and when they're in light sleep, they're still partially aware of their surroundings. So if your cat chooses to stay close to you even during those lighter sleep phases, it means they're comfortable enough to relax without constantly scanning for danger, and that's not something they do just anywhere. And there's another subtle behavior that often goes unnoticed, but actually says a lot about how your cat feels when they sleep near you. Sometimes you might notice your cat adjusting their position during the night, moving closer, touching you lightly, or repositioning themselves so they stay in contact. That's not random. Cats often seek what's called contact comfort. Even a small point of physical contact, like leaning against your arm or resting a paw on you, can help them maintain a sense of security while they sleep. It's a way for them to stay connected without needing to be fully alert. And that small detail tells you something important. Your presence isn't just tolerated, it's actively reassuring to them. There's also something interesting about how cats choose height and positioning when they sleep near you. If your cat chooses to sleep slightly above you, like near your pillow or head, it can be a strategic choice. In natural environments, higher positions often give animals a better sense of control and awareness. So by choosing that spot, your cat can stay relaxed while still feeling like they have a safe vantage point. At the same time, being close to your head also means being closer to your breathing and subtle movements, which can be calming and predictable. And one final detail that many people overlook is consistency over time. If your cat returns to the same sleeping spot near you night after night, that repetition is not accidental. Cats are creatures of habit, but those habits are built around what feels safe and reliable. So repeated behavior like this reinforces that your presence has become part of their long-term comfort system. And that's something that only develops through trust and positive experiences over time. And when you put all of this together, something interesting becomes clear. Your cat isn't just choosing a place to sleep, they're choosing a relationship. All of these signals, safety, warmth, trust, bonding, shared routine, sensory comfort, territory, and sleep behavior, they all point in the same direction. Your cat sees you as part of their safe world, not just someone who feeds them, and not just someone they live with, but someone they rely on. And once you understand that, small things start to stand out more. The way they sit near you, the way they watch you, the slow blinking, it's all connected. So what should you actually do with this? Keep it simple. If your cat chooses to sleep with you, let it happen naturally. Avoid sudden movements when they settle in, respect their space, and stay consistent. Because that's what cats respond to. And here's something small you can try. The next time your cat settles next to you, just acknowledge them gently. A soft voice, or even a slow blink. It might not seem like much, but to your cat, it means a lot. At the end of the day, cats don't express connection in obvious ways. They don't demand attention, and they don't always show affection the way we expect, but they do show it, quietly. And sometimes that looks like choosing to be next to you when they are at their most vulnerable, not asking for anything, not making a sound, just being there. And maybe that says more than anything else they could do. So now, I'm curious, does your cat sleep next to you every night, or do they have a specific spot they always choose? Let me know in the comments because these small habits often reveal more than we think.